Hey Gearheads, and welcome to Garage Talk. I'm Corey.
And I'm Holly.
And this is the 2022 much anticipated North American Truck of the Year 2022 Ford Maverick. And today we are going to give you our thoughts on what this is like as a family vehicle. Because yes, we've got Tucker on board. Hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss a future video review from us. And ring the bell so you get notified every time we post.
And if you want to know some behind the scenes details of some of the crazy things we're driving, be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, both at GT Garage Talk. And of course, everything that we do can be found at gtgaragetalk.com.
I really like the color.
Well, naturally, you like the color.
I like the color.
This is a color you and I gravitate towards. It's a little bit lighter than your Jeep Cherokee.
Yeah.
But this is cactus gray.
Yeah, I think the reason I like this color is because, or like colors like this, is because it's not normal, but it's still not like, look at me, look at me. Look.
Right.
You know, it's just classic, really.
Yeah, it's different. It's not just gray. It's got a little bit of pigmentation to it. Tucker thinks it's greenish, he told me.
Yeah.
He
and
says
every
it's greenish.
maker who makes a car that's similar to this color, everyone is a different hue, right? So none of them look
like I said, this is a little bit darker than your car, but Ford also has Area 51, which is a little bit darker than this as well, which probably would be more in line with yours. 4 real size doors, so that's nice. Boxy styling, what are your thoughts on the boxy styling? It's very boxy.
It is boxy. I like it from certain angles, and then other angles I'm like, eh.
Okay, so let's start up here at the front.
Okay.
Staring at the face of it.
Okay.
What are your thoughts? You've got the LED headlights going around the very muscular, boxy.
From the front, I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is my favorite. From the front, I'm like, this is a truck.
Yes.
You know, from the very front, right? What I would expect a Ford truck to look like.
And then you come and you look at the profile of it, and you see how small it is.
Right.
Thoughts here?
This isn't my favorite angle. And I guess because it kind of looks like a elongated SUV versus a truck.
So interesting that you bring that up, because this is based on the Ford Escape platform, which is also the underpinnings of the Ford Bronco Sport. So this is used for 3 different vehicles, and this is the truck version of it. Of the 2 vehicles competing in this newly mini truck segment, they don't hide the fact that they really want this to be considered a truck first. Its competitor, the Hyundai Santa Cruz, basically looks exactly like the SUV on which it's based, with the truck bed on the back. The interior is the same, the exterior is the same. After you get past the front doors, it's all a little bit different. But yeah, very, very interesting. Keeping the boxy design, very vertical rear window back here, and a usable bed back in the back.
Yeah.
You and I have already put it to good use. We went and picked up a workbench from my grandparents' house. Able to get that back in the back, no problem. Tucker and I took it to IKEA, which granted we weren't picking up a lot, but perfect for an IKEA run.
Sure.
Any vehicle in our household could have made that run, but...
And my first thought was, oh, it would be good to take to garage selling with me.
Yes, absolutely. It'd be good for garage selling. So what's great about this versus an SUV is you've got all this open air back here that you're not constrained by how big your rear hatch is. You aren't constrained by much of the typical SUV things. But people shopping this size SUV class really only need 2 rows, so why not put a usable bed back here? You can put a tonneau cover on it, you can put something back here to where it's lockable, usable space, because on this Lariat trim, the tailgate actually locks with the doors. So when you lock it, everything's locked and that tailgate's not going anywhere. So if you had a cover in place, you've got lockable storage back there in the back as well. But it's quite cold, it's quite windy out here. So why don't you and I hop inside, get on the road, and you'll give your driving impressions. Sound good? All right.
Let's go.
Setting off in the 2022 Ford Maverick Lariat. I've already seen comments about it. The debate on, is it a truck, is it not a truck? First, what are your thoughts? You're not all consumed like I am in the automotive world. Is it a truck or is it not a truck?
It's definitely a truck, okay? So it's a truck. But whether it's going to work for you or not depends on
exactly what you want to use it for.
Exactly what you want to use it for. I would say for us, for our family and the things that we do, we live in the city, occasionally need to haul something, it's a truck. This would work for us.
Yeah. Tucker, what do you say? Is it a truck?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that being said, we've established, for most purposes, it's a truck.
Mm-hmm.
Does it ride like a truck? What does it feel like getting behind the wheel? We just went over a little bit of a bumpy road.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't being bounced around or bobbleheads or anything like that.
Well, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by does it drive like a truck? Does it drive like new trucks? Because new trucks are pretty smooth.
You had knucklehead?
You had a knucklehead?
Yeah.
I mean, wobblehead.
A wobblehead.
A wobbly head.
So Tucker's head wobbled a little bit, but yeah.
No, it was very smooth. So I don't know if that's truck-like.
You make a very good
Or
point.
not.
Modern trucks are getting very car-like in how they ride, especially the new ones with coilover suspensions in the rear versus leaf spring suspensions. But we talked about it when we were walking around outside, that this is essentially an SUV, a car-based SUV with a bed on the back. So it rides like you would expect an SUV to ride. It's not super bouncy. It doesn't shake you around. The wheelbase isn't incredibly long, so you don't get that long barge-like feeling on the road. It's comfortable.
Yeah, it's a smooth ride. The front looks like a truck. I wouldn't mistake it for an SUV.
Right.
Driving in it, but it's very smooth.
And what do you think of power delivery in this? This has got the 2-liter, 4-cylinder, turbocharged Ecoboost in it, which is the upgraded engine. 250 horsepower, 277 pound-feet of torque, 8-speed transmission. What's get up and go feel like to you in normal driving?
In normal driving. It's good. It gets up and goes.
Yeah?
Yeah, enough.
More than enough power. You don't feel like it's straining.
Lagging. No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. I don't feel like I'm having to wait on it to kick into gear or anything like that.
We've noticed a few things about this one. We're a little on the spoiled side because we get to test all kinds of different vehicles at all different price points. We noticed a few things missing from this particular one, mostly because it just got so stinking cold here recently, and that's heated steering wheel, heated seats. This is the Lariat, but does not have the $30,000 Lariat Lux package, which comes with all of that. But what are your thoughts on just the overall packaging of this for $30,000?
Yeah, I think this is a great value for $30,000 for a truck.
Yeah, so Ford famously said no more cars. They're done with cars outside of the Mustang, and this is what we're getting instead of cars. Is we're getting cheap, usable pickup trucks and cheap SUVs in the Bronco Sport and the Escape.
Should say affordable.
Affordable, yes.
Affordable. Because it's certainly not cheaply made.
Right.
It doesn't feel cheaply made. And then the design on the inside doesn't look cheap at all.
Exactly. And that's what people have also been concerned with in the comments is where have they maybe sacrificed a little in the way of materials to get to that entry-level price point of a 22 Maverick is just under $20,000. Like the fact that you could get one of these for 20 grand, it would have the hybrid powertrain and get 42 miles per gallon is just beyond me. The materials in here are interesting, I will say that. So you've got a textured plastic, very flat, picnic table style dashboard up here that while yes, you can tell it's not leather wrapped or anything like that. It's interesting, it's different.
It's textured.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I like it. I like the top.
Yeah, and it's very squared off and boxy in here, going with the squared off and boxy exterior out there. You've got, this texture.
It's navy blue.
Yes.
Which is really nice, yeah.
So, this has the ActiveX synthetic leather interior that's navy blue and brown, which Tucker has already said. What do you think about the interior color, Tucker?
I don't act it well. I don't act it, but I like red.
You like red? So red's his favorite, and like I said, we've been spoiled with some red interiors. But for me, the navy blue fanboy that I am, I like it. The navy blue, the contrast of this brown and this copper up here in the dash up here. You've got exposed
bolts,
screws. It's different. It is very different, and I applaud Ford for doing something different. The door handles are also different because there's a missing bit here that I still have not gotten used to, but I could see how if you owned this and drove it daily, you would get used to that very quickly. But I find myself grabbing twice. First time I grab air and come back with nothing, and then I find the door handle and pull it shut. But very, very unique interior in here. This material up here, this kind of light blue color, it's kind of got a diamond pattern in it. It's also inset here on the door panels as well. It reminds me very much of, on my iPhone, I've got a recycled plastic phone case. That's exactly what this feels like right here. Interesting materials in here. The lower you get, the maybe less expensive, less refined they feel, but nothing just screams rental car in here. It's nice. I really, talking about the way things feel, the vents, you've got a rubber grip here that I really like, and the look of them is actually kind of nice and upscale. I applaud these vents. They're very nicely done.
The vents.
And very easy to understand dual zone climate controls up here. So I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You've got an 8.25 inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, fairly usable, no complaints there. I'm confused as to why they didn't go wide like Hyundai and Kia are and just fill this whole thing up with screen, because I'm not sure what goes here. Maybe the key when you're not.
You could put the key in there
when you're not using it, and then also up here behind the screen, there's a little bin too. Everybody will find their own thing, right?
Compartments, yes.
Yep. So
compartments are always good.
That is one thing I noted. There's quite a bit of storage in here. You've got dual cup holders. You've got a
place for your cell phone.
Yeah, flat spot for your phone. An upright
spot for your phone.
USB-A, USB-C here.
Yeah, you've got the console.
Very large console that is almost too big for its own good. I don't know.
Things in the bottom.
Yeah, it's just a big cave. I don't know. It could use like levels.
You could get those little things in there.
Yeah. A little storage here. You've got your phone here. I've got my phone up there. But plenty of storage. And then storage in the doors. What are your thoughts there? You've got multiple spots for cups and bottles, and then like this hidden back behind the plastic panel piece.
Yeah. I like all the space for your bottles and stuff, but the back behind the panel piece, I know is there because our son has already lost a tiny toy back there. So there's that.
What tiny toy did you lose in the door, Tucker?
One of those little animals.
So just something.
And it was quite an adventure trying to get it back out.
Yeah. So seat comfort, nothing really to report negatively here. I'm quite comfortable. Tucker and I took this on a, we'll be gracious and say a 5-hour round trip to Dallas and back for the traffic that we got caught up in. I noticed over time getting a little weary and fatigued, but nothing out of
I mean, that's
the
going to
ordinary.
happen anyway.
Yeah, for sitting around for that long, that's I'd say that's
Especially
normal.
with how old you are.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, front seats are very comfortable. The rear seat is a little on the upright side, but it too is quite comfortable. And sitting behind you would be no problem. Sitting behind myself, we've got some B-roll of that we can put in. I'm also comfortable back behind myself. There's a little indent in the center of the rear seats for your knees.
That little tiny mammal must put it in mommy and daddy's door.
Yeah.
And I was trying to pull it out, and it came out, and it made that big and little tour in mommy and daddy's door.
Yep. So yeah, front and rear seat comfort is quite good. I will say the one detractor on this. So I got Tucker's car seat in. Not a big fan of putting car seats in the back of pickup trucks because it's just easier in an SUV. That's why they're so popular for families.
Yeah.
It's so easy to put that rear tether on versus putting it on in a pickup truck. That being said, I got it in place. I don't intend on taking it out until we're getting rid of the truck, which leads me to the underseat storage. So the rear seat flips up and you can put stuff underneath, but the problem is it's not split. And so with the car seat in place,
You'd have to take the car seat out?
yes.
Oh, yeah. What a pain.
And that's not happening.
Yeah.
So,
That's why people have multiple car seats for every car.
right. One thing to note, if you plan on using this with car seats, that underseat storage maybe is for tools that you only need on a rare occasion. Rear backup camera, decent resolution, good display on the screen there. But I noticed you put it in reverse. What do you think of the dial?
The little dial? Well, I don't know if it's just that I'm not used to it or I'm just not a fan of it, but it's not my favorite. I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
I guess once you get used to it, it's fine.
Yeah, I've found myself getting more used to it and getting over my nitpicks. But for me, my old school way of thinking, in a truck, it needs to be a column shift or something along that nature. But it's a space-saving feature that I guess Ford is leaning heavy into. So there is that. Driving around town, we noted the engine, 2-liter, 4-cylinder. It's got plenty of power. As we get into city traffic and this, a fuel-saving measure that they've put in place, even though this is a small 2-liter engine, has engine start-stop in traffic. What are your thoughts? Your car does not have that. This is one of the first vehicles you've had extended time behind the wheel of with that feature. Pros, cons?
Well, the first few times it's jarring. It's like,
what just happened?
Did the car just die? But I will say that it doesn't like stall or anything like I would expect it to, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't take a minute for it to come back.
The power's there when you need it.
The power's
basically.
there, yeah.
And like we just noticed from you kind of easing forward here, after the engine kicks back on, it's on at that stop. It doesn't kick back off. So you can make sure that it stays on, or, just hit the button down here and you're good to go.
Yeah. I do like having it as an option, though, so you can save gas and fuel and be green.
Yeah. Final thoughts on the North American 2022 Truck of the Year. Is it something that you can see us living with?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a lot of pros for this vehicle. The biggest one being affordability and the truck bed. Those are the two big ones. If you need just a little bit of a truck every once in a while, this would be it. The look of it, the design of it, while I like it, doesn't necessarily speak to me.
Right.
And the first thing I said with like the exposed bolts and stuff like that on the interior was it's very masculine.
Yep.
So I would see this if it was like your vehicle, I'd be on board.
Okay. Very interesting. I think you hit on two of the major reasons why this won Truck of the Year this year, and that is the affordability. Again, base model comes in at under $20,000, and then you can get it loaded up. This one, as we sit, is $30,000, but there are a few more options and features you can get close to flirt with that $40,000 price tag. And then the flexibility. So they call the bed the flex bed. There are QR codes back there for DIY bike racks, DIY adjustable railing back there. So there's all kinds of stuff you can do with this. And what Ford is really going after are the people that would normally buy a small SUV or a small car, but would like to have that bed to use for dirty things, whether it's going and getting flats of flowers or sod or whatever the case may be.
Or even things that are like taller. That
like our workbench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Tucker's little basketball goal that, you know.
Just having the flexibility and the freedom to put whatever you need back there and you don't have to worry. So all in all, pretty solid ride.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, it's going to be a sad day. Tucker has already said he doesn't want to give this one back, right, Tucker? You want to keep this one? Yeah. He's sad that this one has to go back. So, well, there you have it. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button down below so that you get more family reviews from us, because we've got more stuff coming. Ring the bell so you're notified every time we post, and find behind the scenes stuff in between video posts here on YouTube by finding us on Facebook and Instagram, both at GT Garage Talk. And well, Birdie told me we may even have a TikTok now. So go search for us on TikTok at GT Garage Talk. Who knows what you'll see on that platform. But until next time, bye. Can you clap for me?